Battery rooms are typically classified as hazardous locations. This classification stems from the presence of hydrogen gas, which is a byproduct of the charging and discharging process of batteries. Hydrogen is a flammable gas. Consequently, it presents a potential explosion hazard if it accumulates in sufficient concentrations within the battery room. The classification of a battery room as a hazardous location necessitates specific safety precautions and the implementation of measures to mitigate the risk of explosion. These measures typically include adequate ventilation to prevent the buildup of hydrogen gas, the use of explosion-proof electrical equipment, and adherence to strict safety protocols during battery maintenance and charging procedures. Regulations and standards, such as those established by the National Electrical Code, or NEC, provide detailed guidance on the design, installation, and operation of battery rooms in order to ensure safety and minimize the risk of accidents. The specific requirements for a battery room depend on several factors, including the type and size of the batteries, the ventilation system, and the presence of other potential ignition sources. It's essential to consult with qualified professionals and adhere to all applicable regulations when designing, installing, and maintaining a battery room. Proper ventilation is crucial in a battery room to prevent the accumulation of hydrogen gas. Ventilation systems should be designed to provide adequate air circulation and ensure that hydrogen concentrations remain below the low explosive limit, or LEL, which is the minimum concentration of hydrogen in air required for combustion to occur. Explosion-proof electrical equipment is also essential in a battery room to prevent ignition of hydrogen gas. Explosion-proof equipment is designed to contain any internal explosion and prevent it from propagating to the surrounding atmosphere. This type of equipment is typically used for lighting, electrical outlets, and other electrical devices located within the battery room. Adherence to strict safety protocols is also necessary during battery maintenance and charging procedures. These protocols should include procedures for disconnecting batteries before performing maintenance, using non-sparking tools, and avoiding the use of open flames or other ignition sources in the battery room. Regular inspections and maintenance of battery rooms are also important to ensure that safety equipment is functioning properly and that potential hazards are identified and addressed promptly. These inspections should include checks of ventilation systems, explosion-proof equipment, and battery connections. Any deficiencies identified during inspection should be corrected immediately to prevent accidents. Training is a vital component of battery room safety. Personnel who work in or around battery rooms should receive comprehensive training on the hazards associated with batteries, proper safety procedures, and the use of safety equipment. This training should be conducted regularly to ensure that personnel are up to date on the latest safety practices. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides specific requirements for battery rooms in Article 480. These requirements cover a wide range of topics, including ventilation, electrical equipment, and safety precautions. It's important to consult the NEC and other applicable standards when designing, installing, and maintaining a battery room to ensure compliance and safety. The specific requirements for battery rooms vary depending on the type of batteries used. For example, lead-acid batteries require different ventilation requirements than nickel-cadmium batteries. It's important to consult the manufacturer's recommendations and applicable standards to determine the appropriate ventilation requirements for the specific type of batteries used in the battery room. The size of the battery room also affects the ventilation requirement. Larger battery rooms require more ventilation than smaller battery rooms to prevent the accumulation of hydrogen gas. The ventilation system should be designed to provide adequate air circulation based on the size of the battery room and the type and number of batteries. The presence of other potential ignition sources in the battery room also affects the safety requirements. For example, if the battery room contains flammable materials, additional precautions may be necessary to prevent ignition. These precautions may include the use of fire-resistant materials and the installation of fire suppression systems. Proper grounding is essential in a battery room to prevent electrical shocks and other hazards. All electrical equipment in the battery room should be properly grounded in accordance with applicable electrical codes. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to protect personnel and equipment from electrical hazards. Regular testing of battery room safety equipment is important to ensure that it is functioning properly. This testing should include checks of ventilation systems, explosion-proof equipment, and fire suppression systems. Any deficiencies identified during testing should be corrected immediately. The use of personal protective equipment, or PPE, is essential in a battery room to protect personnel from potential hazards. PPE may include safety glasses, gloves, and respirators. The specific PPE required depends on the task being performed and the potential hazards involved. Emergency procedures should be in place in case of an accident in the battery room. These procedures should include instructions for evacuating the battery room, contacting emergency services, and providing first aid. Emergency procedures should be clearly posted in the battery room and personnel should be trained on these procedures. Battery rooms should be kept clean and free of clutter to prevent accidents and ensure proper ventilation. Spills should be cleaned up immediately and flammable materials should be stored properly. Regular cleaning and maintenance of the battery room can help to prevent accidents and extend the life of the batteries. The design and construction of a battery room should comply with all applicable building codes and regulations. These codes and regulations cover a wide range of topics, including fire safety, structural integrity, and accessibility. It's important to consult with qualified professionals to ensure that the battery room meets all applicable requirements. Battery rooms should be located in areas that are not subject to flooding or other environmental hazards. Flooding can damage batteries and electrical equipment, and environmental hazards can create unsafe conditions. Locating the battery room in a protected area can help to prevent accidents and ensure the safe operation of the batteries. The use of monitoring systems can help to detect potential hazards in the battery room. These systems can monitor hydrogen gas concentrations, temperature, and other parameters. If a hazard is detected, the monitoring system can provide an alarm and initiate appropriate safety measures. Monitoring systems can provide an early warning of potential problems and help to prevent accidents. Regular audits of battery room safety procedures can help to identify areas for improvement. These audits should be conducted by qualified professionals and should include a review of safety procedures, equipment maintenance, and personnel training. Audit findings should be used to improve safety practices and prevent accidents. The safe operation of a battery room requires a comprehensive approach that includes proper design, installation, maintenance, and training. By following these guidelines, it is possible to minimize the risk of accidents and ensure the safe operation of batteries. The classification of battery rooms as hazardous locations underscores the importance of adhering to stringent safety protocols. This includes implementing measures for adequate ventilation, utilizing explosion-proof electrical equipment, and ensuring strict compliance with safety procedures during battery maintenance and charging processes. Furthermore, regular inspections and maintenance of battery rooms are crucial for maintaining safety standards. These inspections should encompass checks of ventilation systems, explosion-proof equipment, and battery connections, with prompt rectification of any identified deficiencies to prevent accidents. Training is also a key aspect of battery room safety. Personnel working in or around battery rooms must receive thorough training on the hazards associated with batteries, proper safety procedures, and the use of safety equipment, with regular updates to ensure adherence to the latest safety practices. Compliance with the National Electrical Code, or NEC, specifically Article 480, is essential for battery room safety. The NEC provides detailed requirements for ventilation, electrical equipment, and safety precautions, ensuring compliance and minimizing risks. Adherence to these standards is crucial for safe operation. The specific safety requirements for battery rooms can vary based on factors such as battery type, size, and the presence of other ignition sources. Consulting manufacturer recommendations and applicable standards is necessary to determine appropriate ventilation and safety measures. Regular testing of battery room safety equipment is essential to ensure proper functionality. This includes checking ventilation systems, explosion-proof equipment, and fire suppression systems, with immediate correction of any identified deficiencies. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is a critical component of battery room safety. Depending on the task and potential hazards, PPE may include safety glasses, gloves, and respirators, providing essential protection for personnel. Emergency procedures must be in place and clearly communicated within the battery room. These procedures should include instructions for evacuation, contacting emergency services, and providing first aid, ensuring preparedness for potential accidents. Maintaining cleanliness and organization in battery rooms is essential to prevent accidents and ensure proper ventilation. Regular cleaning, spill cleanup, and proper storage of flammable materials contribute to a safer environment. The design and construction of battery rooms must adhere to all applicable building codes and regulations, including fire safety, structural integrity, and accessibility requirements. Consulting with qualified professionals ensures compliance with these standards. Selecting a location for battery rooms that is not prone to flooding or other environmental hazards is crucial. This protects batteries and electrical equipment from damage and minimizes the risk of unsafe conditions. Monitoring systems can enhance safety by detecting potential hazards such as elevated hydrogen gas concentrations or temperature fluctuations. These systems provide early warnings and initiate safety measures to prevent accidents. Regular audits of battery room safety procedures help identify areas for improvement. Conducted by qualified professionals, these audits review safety procedures, equipment maintenance, and personnel training to enhance safety practices. In summary, ensuring the safe operation of a battery room requires a comprehensive strategy encompassing proper design, installation, maintenance, and training. By diligently following these guidelines, the risk of accidents can be minimized and the safe operation of batteries ensured.